before we begin the video, I just want to give a shout out to the people behind me that make my set. We got a regular Bendy toy, a little Boris that came out of this Speak and Soup can, Heavenly Toys Bendy plush, and the original Boris plush that squeaks. A friend got me this from a convention at a booth. They make Buddha versions of characters. Meet Buddha Bendy. Be jealous, Sammy. Anyway, back to the video, let's go. Hey guys, it's Alyssa, and welcome to the final music analysis theory video about Bendy and the Ink Machine, because this video is about chapter 5, which is the last chapter in the game. If you didn't see the last videos about the other chapters, what are you doing? Go watch it. They should be in an iCard. There's a playlist. Maybe I'll put them in the description. They're somewhere, or you can just look them up because they're there. Just a small little recap, very, very short, because we're already at the 5th video, and hopefully you're not new. If you are, hello, how's it going? So Bendy and the Ink Machine is out, it's over, the first game is done, it's been over for a while. Why am I here, sitting here, talking about it all over again? Well, there's a lot of things about Bendy and the Ink Machine that will help us realize more things that are possibly coming up in the next game, Bendy and the Dark Revival, which is coming out at some point this year. So one of the aspects of the game that I really admire and I think holds more clues that a lot of people haven't looked at is the music itself. So I'm going to go through all the songs that are in chapter 5. I'm going to tell you what the title is, when it plays. I'm going to show you a clip of when that song plays in the song itself so you can hear it as well. Then I'm going to tell my opinions and feelings about what I think the title means and what I think the song is significant. Why is it playing during that part? Also, a lot of the songs have the same sort of tone, mood, using the same eeriness and instruments throughout the game. So a lot of what I'm going to be talking about may be repeated for each song, but that's just because theMeatly, who is the co-creator and also a composer who made all the songs for the game, wanted to feel. So we're just going to break down what these last songs are in the last chapter, and we'll go from there. All right? Let's go. That was a lot. I can't breathe now. So the first song is the song we get right off the bat. We just finished chapter 4 and we just met our 2 new allies, maybe, I don't know. But before that happens, the title screen for the 5th chapter appears and it's called The Last Reel, and also the song is called The Last Reel. It's super dramatic, a lot of violins. Meatly loves violins. And obviously the title of the song, The Last Reel, coincides with the chapter, The Last Reel. It also is referring to how we have to find the last reel to stop Bendy. The end. That's technically the last reel, tie up everything and answer all of our questions. Just kidding, because otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here talking about this, would I? So yeah, last reel, real big reveal to how the rest of this game is going to be. Triumphant, sad, and a lot of violence. So this first song in this cutscene is called Stories, and this is when Alice is telling us about the seeing tool, this mysterious, magical tool that helps her see secret messages on the walls.
Let me show you something. A while back, I was mapping out one of the upper levels when I noticed something reflecting off a piece of glass. I held up the glass, looked through, and on the wall behind me was a hidden message. Right there, in plain sight. So I kept looking, and found more and more messages everywhere in the studio. But you can't see them with your eyes. Only through this. Take a look.
It sounds very, very melancholy and sad, but it also sounds really hopeful because Alice is telling us a story, and I think this is the first time in a very, very long time, actually in her life, because as Alice Angel, she's never talked to another human being, but you know what I mean, like now she's talking to Henry, she can tell stories, she can explain what she's seen and what she found, and it's also sounding hopeful because seeing this seeing tool and looking through it and seeing these messages, she knows there's someone out there who's trying to help set them free. The next song, called Circles, literally happens after you pick up the seeing tool from her and you look around the room as limited as you can be, and you see her halo and you see the secret messages on the wall.
I followed them for a long time. Just leads me in circles. I don't think I meant to leave this place, Henry. But maybe you are.
Alice, please let me out of here.
Tom thinks you're dangerous.
And what do you think?
I think you're the hope I've been waiting for.
So this song is really, really depressing. It's very light, slow piano. And you wouldn't even have known that this was a song. Like, you just thought it's part of the ambiance, part of what's happening, but it's actually a separate song from Stories, Circles. And it's really, really mysterious sounding as well, because you're holding up a seeing tool and you're looking at messages and you're like, where did these messages come from? How did they get there? Who wrote them? The title is obviously referencing to the seeing tool and how it shows that Henry is in one big loop, like a circle. And obviously he's the one that wrote the messages. At the time when you first play, you don't know this is Henry writing the messages, but circle, loop, yes. Then immediately, the next song that we hear is called Another World Revealed. And this is right after Tom, Boris, and Alice Angel leave you to basically be locked up in your little room. And you use the seeing tool for the first time on your own, and you look around and you can see all the secret messages that are in your room alone. It's a 3-note tune from a piano along with a violin, again with violins here. It kind of reminds me of Gravity Falls, in a way, like the Gravity Falls theme song. The title is also a reference to how Henry is using the seeing tool to see secret messages that are telling him what to do and what to feel. So he's like seeing a whole different world through these lenses. Skip ahead a little bit and we get to the next song, which is called The Ink River, which is when Henry first gets onto the boat and enters into the Ink River, and then it starts right when we see the giant hand crush a boat. The trombone plays super loud in your ears as you're trying not to die. You're going down this inky river, and every couple of stops you get stuck and you have to hit some ink bubbles and unclog the boat so that the hand does not attack you and drown you. There's also this screeching violin again that adds more suspense, and not to mention all of this rings ominously in the background as well. It's like if you were playing with headphones, it would just be surrounding your whole head. It obviously is very based off of the Jaws theme from the movie Jaws. The other unnerving thing is that you don't know when exactly the boat is going to stop, and you have to turn around and unclog it and then continue forward. So this music just adds more to that suspense as much as possible. That's the most unnerving part about Chapter 5. It hit me. The next song that we hear is called A Songwriter Scorned, and this obviously starts when we first encounter Sammy again and we have to fight him.
And you left me to rot. Come here and put your face in my ass. He said he'd save me. He said he'd set me free. Now I have nothing. He lied. He always lies.
It's really fast-paced, a lot of violins. I'm gonna keep talking about the violins. It's kind of crazy sounding because there's a lot of things happening at once. You're like, wait, Sammy's alive? Wait, why is he after me? Why is he blaming me for everything that's happening to him? There's also this banjo ditty that's going on at random times that are referencing Sammy himself, because one of his key instruments that he has is a banjo. The title references to how mad Sammy is. He feels betrayed, abandoned, rejected. Now this could be because of Bendy. He thought Bendy was gonna save him. Or he can be mad at Joey because Joey said that Bendy would be the one to set him free. and clearly that didn't happen. But it's also odd because he keeps saying that Henry abandoned him, even though Henry didn't do anything, and he isn't Sammy's savior. So maybe Henry looks like Joey in Sammy's eyes, or Sammy thinks Henry's Joey, or maybe he's just projecting his feelings and emotions onto Henry. The next song that plays is called Naked and Afraid, and this starts right when we knock off Sammy's mask and we go over to confront him, and he like grabs us.
You lied to me. You said I'd be free. Well, I'm going to free you now. Free your head right off your shoulders. Sheep, sheep, sheep. It's time for sleep.
It's really dramatic, not just like Sammy being dramatic and a drama queen, but it's also dramatic for us, Henry, the player, because this is the first time we're seeing Sammy without his mask on, and he doesn't look like the Lost Ones. He obviously has a lot more strength and more ink and has muscles, but like he doesn't have those bright eyes. Like, what does that mean? I don't know, but he doesn't have them. It's just a totally black blank face and there's nothing where his eyes should be. The title references to how Sammy is now maskless, and he is technically naked and afraid because he doesn't really know what to do, and obviously has to kill Henry because it's the only thing that is going through his mind. The next song is called Standing Together, and this is when Alice, Angel, Tom Boris, and Henry all fight all the Lost Ones and Searchers and Minor Searchers in an epic fight sequence.
Go back to your puddle! I've never seen this many before. Get away from me!
Very action-inspired, perfect fighting pal music. Well, they don't use their fists, but you know what I mean. I don't have an axe. The title could be referencing to how Henry, Alice, and Tom are now standing together to fight against these monsters to save the day. It could also be referencing to how they are standing together to get through the situation as a whole, and they need to work together if they're going to be able to get out of here and save themselves. So it's either actually standing together physically or actually standing together metaphorically. Yeah. The next song after that is called Falling Again, and this is when Henry falls. Again. It's really loud and dramatic because we don't know that that's going to happen when he steps on the board. The title, Falling Again, obviously alludes to how Henry continuously falls. He fell in the first chapter, he fell in chapter 3, he got bonked on the head. Henry's been through a lot. But now we know that this is a cartoonish world. It's like a world where physics don't really matter, and also Henry is starting to turn into an ink monster or ink being, so yeah, he's fine. Everything's fine. You're good. You're good, Henry. The next song is called I'll Be Your Angel, and this is when Henry first walks into the administration department. This is honestly my favorite music in Chapter 5. I actually love all of the music in Chapter 5, but this is my favorite song. This is the instrumental version of the Alice Angel song that you can listen to on Spotify, on iTunes, on YouTube. It's very good version. The funny part about this song is that it's playing right now, and it sounds like a pleasant song because it's bouncy and playful, but under the circumstances, it's not. It's very out of place. This song also plays during the archives chapter, And at the very end of the game, when we're in Joey Drew's apartment, it's playing, I think it kind of sounds the same. I think it might just have more of a radio kind of sound because it's just playing in Joey's apartment. The next song, if you want to call it a song, but it has a title, it's called There You Are. And this is that sound that plays when one of the Butcher Gang members spot you while you're walking through the administration. It has a loud drum and violin screech, and it definitely alerts you when a Butcher Gang member sees you. For sure, even if like you didn't even see it first, it saw you and now you know. The title is referencing how if the Butcher Gang member sees you, there you are. The next song is called Walking with the Demon, and this is when we see the Ink Demon walk through that hallway where there's like a glass window, and Alice Angel says, be very quiet, even though he can't see you and doesn't know you're there.
Quiet. Don't make any noise.
It's very ominous and brooding and unsettling, just like Ink Bendy. And if you listen really closely, you can kind of hear a male choir in there. This kind of reminds me how, yes, Ink Bendy is a demon, but and there is demonic things happening, but like there was a ritual that had to have been done to bring this ink to life, to bring this soulless monster to life. The title references to how we're literally walking with the demon. We're walking next to Ink Bendy. Immediately after that, we get the next song, which is called The True Ink Machine Revealed. And this obviously plays when we walk into the room, and it does that cutscene where we see the big giant ink machine for what it really is.
Never seen this before.
This song is just like Machine Revealed from Chapter 1 when we first reveal the ink machine in the top floor of the studios. It's just a little bit more dramatic and longer, like, this is the actual machine that we should be worrying about. Yeah. But the title is really interesting because it's called The True Ink Machine. So if that's the case, what is the thing that we pulled up upstairs and has been lowered back down in every chapter to land and be attached to this bigger one? I don't know. No wonder why this studio went bankrupt, because look at the size of this thing. Joey, why? The next song is really faint, but it's called Inside the Machine, and this is when you're in like the first hallway before you open up the door to Bendy's throne room. It's like really loud drums and wind noises because it's supposed to sound like you're in the machine. And the title is obvious, we're inside the machine. So the next song is Legacy and Shame, and this starts playing right when we start hearing Joey Drew's new tape telling about everything that they have accomplished and lost since Henry has left.
It's simply awe-inspiring what one can accomplish with their own hands. A lump of clay can turn to meaning if you strangle it with enough enthusiasm. Look what we've built. We created life itself, Henry. Not just on a silver screen, but in the hearts of those we entertain with our fancy moving pictures. But when the tickets stopped selling, when the next big thing came along, only the monsters remained. Shadows of the past.
It's really sad sounding, but also really grand at the same time, because it is talking about like their achievements and how they make people smile and how cartoons are great and dreams should come true, but it's also really sad because Joey did this. So the title is referencing to how Joey and Henry, mostly Joey wanted to make a huge legacy, and it's such a shame that he went too far for his own good, and this is what had to happen. this is what happened. It's really sad. Then immediately following that, we get the next song, which is The Beast Revealed, which is literally when Bendy appears and then gets transformed into his true demonic self. There's that heartbeat sound again that we hear when we're usually close to Bendy, when we know that he's nearby. This song definitely shows, hey, some things are gonna go down, something bad's gonna happen, there's gonna be a boss fight kind of thing, you're gonna fight this thing. Then we get the epic fight, well, epic lever pulling, hitting pipes, boss fight with the Ink Demon. And the song is called The Ink Demon. This song is actually a combination of Hellfire Follies and Little Devil Darling. It's very heart-racing. I mean, like, first of all, there's like this giant cat-like creature running back and forth through walls. You don't know when he's gonna appear, and you gotta pull all these levers, and you don't know where they are, so your heart is racing, and this music definitely like pushes that to more of a limit for you. It's like, oh god, things are happening. Then the second to last song is right when we put in the last reel, we put in the end, and Bendy is about to grab us. So this song is called The End of All Things. This is definitely a finale song. We think this is the end. Henry is saved and has saved everyone. Bendy is defeated. Everything's gonna go back to normal, right? Right? This song also is a combination of the Ink Demon music and Sketches, which is interesting because Sketches is the main menu song, like the very first song in the entire game. So back in my first video when I talked about chapter 1 and about Sketches, I said Sketches is probably the name of the first song because it's sketching something out. You're drawing something out, you're starting a new story. You're planning it out now. So obviously putting it towards the end of the game as one of the final songs that's supposed to be the end is like a full circle where it's like you started a beginning with Sketches, and you're starting the end with finishing the Sketches. But the ironic thing is that this is just when Henry's loop resets. Maybe Sketches always means new beginnings. Drawing something new, starting it over. And of course, the very, very last song, the final song of the entire game, is called The End, respectively, and this plays during the credit scene, which is an awesome moment of the entire game. I love it so much. I don't need to go into this epic song. It's great just how it is, just listening to it. The end, the song, alludes to a little bit of death of a friend, which is interesting. I don't know why that was chosen. This song is also a more dramatic version of the old song that was used during the credits before the full game, before Chapter 5 was released. There's a different song which was called Drawn to Darkness. So this is like a combination of Death of a Friend and Drawn to Darkness in a more dramatic ending way. The end. And the end of this video, we did it. We went through every single song in Bendy and the Ink Machine, chapters 1 through 5. Wow, have you made it this far? Did you make it this far? Please tell me you're still here. You're awesome, I'm awesome, and thank you so much for watching this video. And if you want, you can press subscribe to find out when I post videos whenever they come out. Also, give this video a like if you want me to make more Bendy and the Ink Machine videos, at least before Bendy and the Dark Revival comes out sometime this year, so that we can still keep Bendy fresh in our minds. I had an idea to do like a full timeline video using the details from both of the books that just came out, maybe talking about those books. So let me know in the comments below if you're interested in that. Also, when I'm not on YouTube, which is a lot apparently, you can go follow me on my social media sites because I'm on there. They're all in the description box below. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed these videos. All right, see you guys around. Bye.